to Brainwreck. I'm Jason Ack.
You cut out immediately on that. I don't know what the fuck happened. I'm Kevin Gramlow, and holy shit, guys, what's happening here?
This is the best show on the internet.
Oh God,
the 2020 of podcasts.
You're spiking. This is the 2020 of podcasts. We will. That is for damn sure.
Why did you restart? The music was playing.
The music was playing, but okay. So here's the thing: we are professional here on this show.
Well, one of us is.
And I wanted to make sure that after tonight, when I go onto YouTube and I edit the video to cut out all the stuff in the beginning, that we have a nice clean theme music cut. And unfortunately, when I cut to the screen, we were somehow muted all around, and the theme music was in the middle. And so I restarted it, forgot which scene I needed to switch to. It was a mess. And here we are. We're now all here.
The best show on the internet.
The Woody Harrelson.
The Woody Harrelson podcast. The only recipient.
The only
recipient of the Wood Award.
Yes, he has that. Look at that. Look at that.
Wood.
Look at that nice piece of wood.
So, it's been a week.
It has been a week.
and I feel like once again the world has changed.
There's a lot of stuff going on. A lot of things. We talked a little bit about it last week. Try to. We were sort of we're here for jokes and farts, and we don't really do the whole social commentary. We felt it was necessary to address what was going on with all of the protests and the unfortunate killing of George Floyd. So we wanted to talk about it. We wanted to kind of talk about our perspectives on the whole thing. Now,
we want to talk about our feelings.
Our feelings. I learned. I kind of put into. I did a little bit of work today and realized that I don't really talk about my feelings enough.
You don't say.
Had a real nice talk with Chrissy this afternoon on a nice walk around the apartment. Just talked about things.
Like you're just your own brewing company. You just keep bottle that shit up.
Oh man, I've got it's like we're at the point now where we're just like pumping out. Like it started with bottles, and it went to kegs, and now it's like a factory just pumping out like 6-packs every day.
6-packs of guilt and anger.
Story of my life.
I
don't know. Wait. Before we get into it, that is probably like the best analogy for how I handle things. Just bottling 6-packs of guilt and anger. That is probably. Wow. Good for you, sir. You hit the nail right on the head.
Well, yeah, I'm like a goddamn. They should give me a doctorate. I mean, if Tim Allen's got a doctorate.
Tim Allen has a doctorate?
Well, he did on Home Improvement.
So Tim Taylor does.
So Tim Taylor, yes. Yeah. The Tool Man.
The Tool Man, yeah.
He got a doctorate. Why can't I have a doctorate? I give out sound advice.
Do you?
I mean, I just did, right?
Well, no, I don't think that was really advice. I think that was more like identifying something.
Analysis?
Analyses?
Analyses.
Do you say?
Is it profiling? Did I profile you?
Listen, profiling is wrong. Okay.
Well,
don't do that.
Well, right, but like, I mean, it has another connotation, like where you take in clues to make assumptions about people.
Like you're a detective.
Like detectives
I was just about to say detective, like Batman.
Yeah, I'm Batman. Where's my doctorate for being Batman?
That was a long walk to get to I'm Batman. Okay.
Anywho.
Let's start the show.
So, where do you want to jump in? You want to jump in on quarantine?
How is your quarantine going?
Like
fix this.
There's a light at the end of the tunnel. Like, everybody's seeing the light at the end of the tunnel now. It just came out that COVID was bullshit. over the articles and the news. So like,
Okay,
thanks,
all right.
thanks,
Hang
thanks,
on.
government.
You sent me that one news article the other day
Correct.
about how people were how the WHO came out and said, you know,
He's a pinball wizard.
you fucking stepped all over my goddamn joke. Man, I'm still gonna go with it. So you sent me. You sent me. It's not gonna be as. It's gonna be a little anticlimactic now.
Okay.
But you sent me that article about the WHO saying, you know, people who are asymptomatic, it's very rare for them to be able to spread the disease. And I was like, you know what? Even if that is the case, I would still rather be in a position where if I was asymptomatic, I would rather stay at home. If somebody was asymptomatic, I would rather they stay at home. Because here's the thing. And I could be wrong. I'm not a fucking doctor. But you could still have a varying degree of the disease or the virus, but like not be like as severe as somebody else. Like you could have a few of the symptoms but still test positive for COVID. Is that not correct?
Yeah, I mean, from what I'm hearing, they're just marking everybody as COVID. Like,
well, because before when Christy and I tried to get tested, they were like, "What do you got?" And we're like, well, we got a headache, we feel groggy, we feel ill, and they were like, what's your fever like? And we're like, well, we can't test it because you can't buy a fucking thermometer anywhere. And they're like, you probably don't have it. But like, we could have very well had it.
For your expert opinion,
like
guy in the drive-through line.
Well, this was like before they even had the drive-through set up. This was like you had to go online, like fill out like a bunch of forms.
Like and then telemedicine situation.
And basically, then like somebody had to like email you. You had to answer more questions. Somebody had to call you. You had to answer more questions, and then they would either refer you to somebody who then I think it was like they would have to like check you, and then you could get the rod jammed up your nose. But like right from the beginning, they were just like, if you don't have all the symptoms and you're not in the at-risk categories, you probably don't have it. So just self-quarantine and drink a lot of water. And it was like, well, like that. So you're telling me I don't have it, but like I could have it.
Right.
I mean, so like we like cannot say for sure. I wouldn't be surprised if we had it at one point.
I think everybody thinks that though. Like everybody who has not actually been tested, I think thinks that they had it.
I mean, it could be the whole concept of a lot of people are getting sick. I'm starting to feel sick. I might have what they have.
Right.
You know, it's kind of like an I'll have what she's having sort of thing. But in this case, not in the good way.
Right.
So, wait, hang on. Sorry. Phone's off, pal.
Jesus Christ.
So my friend just had a baby.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Dave and Jen. I'm very happy for you guys. Anyways, and then the WHO came out and said like, so yada yada yada. Right. You know, fucking 2 months later, the WHO's like, people who are asymptomatic probably can't spread it. They have since walked back that claim.
Yeah, I mean they won't be fooled again. So.
I'm not doing the show anymore. That's twice. That was my goddamn joke. That was my joke. That was the joke that I did this whole entire bit around, and you stole it. You stole my joke. How dare you? We have been doing this show for 5 years. This is the one time of the week where I get to fucking shine, and you just stole it from me. I can't twice. This is the second time. How could you do this to me?
Well, if you would just get to the goddamn joke. My God, the people have been waiting and waiting. Just give them the jokes, and then we can move on to the next joke. Good Lord, you're building a castle of sand there, fella. Just pound them with it.
This is all I have.
A very roundabout way to tell a Who story. God damn it.
So, anyways, we've been doing okay for the past week.
Clearly. You gotta talk about your emotions. You just flipped out over a who joke. You're doing great.
Doing great, man. We're doing so well. I don't know if you can see, but like we've hung up prints and posters on the far wall.
Purple Rain?
Purple Rain?
Yeah.
No, there's no Purple
So you
Rain.
got prints on the wall.
So, damn you. We've been, doing a little bit more with the apartment and stuff. Trying to just fucking keep a level head, man. Actually been going in for workouts lately. Been getting back into the fitness center down here.
I have to do that very soon.
Yeah, and it's it's been hit or miss. For like I went Friday, Saturday, and I woke up Sunday and was like, oh, this is a feeling I haven't felt in a while.
Ooh.
The feeling of I worked out and I don't feel so good anymore.
Oh.
That
feeling.
Not
the feeling of like more energy and
like everything from my shoulders down to my toes hurt. And it was like very light with my workout, like just some cardio, did some weightlifting. Right. Luckily, like one of the days I went, like there were like a ton of people showed up, but then like left immediately.
That's good.
So I had it to myself. And then like today, like, okay. I mean, they're trying too. So,
well, not very hard. Not as hard as you.
Fair. Okay. So it was like nice on Saturday to kind of get the whole room to myself. But then like today I went after work and like there were more people there, which understandably so. But it was like, nobody was wearing a mask. So I was like, okay, but
right.
And then like they have like two levels where like the top level is where you do like all the body type stuff, so you can do like yoga, stretching. They got like some bikes up there.
Oh, okay.
And then just like resistance bands and like yoga balls and shit.
Right.
So like I did a elliptical. I went up there, like there was nobody up there, so I just started doing stuff by myself. But then like two guys show up, with mats, and then just like plop them down next to me, and I'm like,
oh, they did like they broke the urinal code.
Kind of like they broke the urinal code, which I'm like, this is not 6 feet. Number one, and like number two,
or a space in between the urinal.
There was no space in between. I'm like, number two, like I'm here.
You don't take a number two in the urinal.
I'm here. Well, I mean, you could if you had to.
I mean, I wouldn't.
I would not recommend. So like people still don't really like adhere to that, like, hey, don't crowd us sort of thing.
Right.
And then like I got some guy like coming up to me, be like, hey man, you using this thing over here? I'm like,
oh, do they have a yoga swing?
No. Do they have a yoga swing? They do not.
Those
they
come
do
in handy.
Not. I've heard. So anyways, that's kind of been the extent of our week. Trying to just get active because it's summer now. I don't want to not have another summer. It's been 90 degrees for the past 4 days. The sun has been
90 degrees today. Here.
Oh, for you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's gonna be 60 tomorrow.
I can give you our weather forecast for the next few days. It's gonna be, so here we got. Okay, so right now it's 86. 90, 95, 93, 95, 95.
Well, that's nice.
It's going to be hot. But listen, we haven't gotten a summer in like 2 years. Because last year we moved.
Right.
So this would actually be, we haven't had a summer in over a year, we should say. This is year 2.
Right.
We're not going to accept it this year.
That's right.
We're going to do stuff, but safely. We're gonna wear protection at all costs. You should do that anyway. Protection. I got this. I haven't washed it yet. I'll be washing this later. It's been a couple of days.
Always use protection.
Always use protection. Christy got a summer. I haven't had a summer in over a year. Okay.
He's just bottling up, Christy. He's just just don't knock over the bottles. Don't knock over the bottles.
We're moving to 12 packs, but sooner or later we're gonna get to a 32 pack.
my favorite.
How are you doing? Okay, I think we all know how I'm doing, but how are you?
Actually, like, not bad. Light at the end of the tunnel. We can see it coming.
Yeah.
They just started letting the outdoor dining open up here.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Yep. So that's dope. So like everybody who never had a patio wants one now.
Pretty much.
Like the Firehouse subs just put their tables outside in the parking lot, and they're like, "Here you go, that's outside seating." So,
hey man,
like,
go with what
people
works.
are getting by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think a lot of, or maybe not a lot, but Christy mentioned it the other day where we have some restaurants down here that are actually starting to close again because employees are testing positive.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, I mean, like everybody kind of shut down at first, and then a lot of people went to takeout shortly thereafter. But now I think with everybody kind of rushing to get back out, I mean, it's, you know, people are still going to get it.
We actually had the Chick-fil-A over here shut down for about 5 days because one of their employees tested positive.
5 days?
Yeah, well, they shut the store down and then sent in sanitation teams to sanitize the whole store.
Did they get like a new crew of people to work for like the next 2 weeks?
I mean, I'm not the fucking manager. I don't know, man.
Well,
like,
I mean, that's sort of important.
I mean, you would think so. I didn't think anything of it when I went and got my chicken sandwich the other day, but you know, what the fuck. Anyway, yeah, it's been fine. I think like we're feeling a lot more comfortable. We actually went to the Goodwill the other day, which was,
and how was Will?
Bro, he was busy. You had to wait in line outside to get into the store.
I'm glad you brought that up. I have a follow-up to this.
Okay. So that was interesting, and the thing is, I don't know if you know this or not, but not everybody believes that COVID is a thing. And not everybody is pleased to have to wait in line to get into a store because of a thing they don't believe in. Some people had opinions.
Was this outside of the store?
This is outside of the store.
Fantastic.
Yep. So, you know, I've seen some interesting things. I've seen the old T-shirt over the nose
my God.
trick, which at that point, come on.
You're not doing anybody favors.
Right? I've seen someone put a styrofoam cup on their face and treated that as a mask. Lots of handkerchiefs.
Okay.
Lots of that sort of thing. So people are getting a little looser.
Listen, if you're going to go outside into the world in public,
yes,
just wear a mask.
Right?
It's not about you. It's about everybody else. You don't have to believe it. But
listen,
it
folks,
literally does nothing. There is no harm.
Last week, we implemented a new rule on this show.
Yes.
Rule number 1. Ain't no family fucking.
Not here.
On this show,
not in my house.
No. Rule number 2 was that we were the best show on the internet.
Best show on the internet. That became a slogan. So we work with what we got.
Yeah, it's like one of those amendments that they make a new amendment to undo the amendment that they are there. They don't get rid of the first one.
They just add to it. Yeah.
They just add to it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So best show on the internet. Rule number 3: Texas Roadhouse.
Texas Roadhouse is fine establishment.
Fine establishment.
Fine establishment.
Rule number 4, implemented on this show last week, ladies and gentlemen. This coincides with what he was just talking about. Don't be an asshole.
Don't be an asshole. It's very simple to not be an asshole. All you have to do is just not be an asshole. Wear your masks. Just wear your masks. It's okay.
Yeah, I do like that it is the 4th rule. It is not the 1st. It is not even in the top 3.
Well, I mean, these are unprecedented times. Let's be real.
I mean, you got to make
and times are tough, so you got to add to the list. You can't shift. You really can't shift things around. You just got to keep adding. So don't be an asshole. So people were getting a little uppity and a little aggravated.
A little aggravated. People are being a lot more lax as to what they consider masks. They're just basically like trying to get by because they know they can't get into the store without one.
Right.
Otherwise, they wouldn't wear it.
Okay.
And then a lot of people, I see them like as they're leaving the store, before they've even walked out the doors, they're taking the mask right off. Like, they don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like, so, like, things are really starting to loosen up a lot, which makes it easier, but also is a little concerning.
Yeah, Texas has kind of been hit or miss with that. Like, you go to some areas and people are still wearing the masks frequently. Like, going to the grocery store, you see it a lot, but like going to, Target, and I imagine like Walmart would be the same way. It's kind of 50-50. Like, you'll see an older couple where the guy isn't wearing a mask, but the woman is. And then you got a bunch of kids running around screaming. None of them are wearing masks, which like, I get it. I don't think it's mandatory for kids, but like, I mean, I don't know. So it's kind of hit or miss depending on where you go. But it's funny you mentioned the line out the door situation, because I have been considering and planning on getting a new setup for my computer and workstation, specifically a new desk, because my current desk is a piece of shit. We were going to go to the IKEA, but my current desk is a piece of shit that I bought on Amazon. And like, I found another setup on Amazon where I was like, oh, that could be good, but let me check IKEA just off happenstance. And like, they had a way to get like a desk setup that was like half the fucking price.
Well, yeah, it's IKEA.
And I was like, dope. Listen, sir, we have some stuff from IKEA. It can get expensive.
It can.
You don't just buy a desk. You buy
all the parts.
You buy a tabletop. And then you buy legs. And even if you buy as a package, you still have to go and find all the parts.
Right, exactly.
And have you been in an IKEA?
I have. It's
hell.
It's a trip.
It is,
because
it's like the maze at the end of The Shining.
Yes, like, here's the thing. It's a lot like, and we'll get into this a little bit later. It's a lot like some of the shows at Disney, where they tell you this is a 45-minute show. If you can't stay here for 45 minutes, don't come in. And that's what IKEA is, because you walk into those doors, you just can't leave. You have to go through the whole fucking thing just to find the exit.
So I found a desk setup on the IKEA website, and they had the pieces at the store that I was going to go to, and I had asked Christy, I was like, would you like to go? She was like, I guess. And I was like, okay. Right. And then she's like, so are you just going to walk into the redemption center? And I was like, what? And she's like, are you just going to go to the redemption center and get what you need? And I was like, what do you mean? She's like, you can just go into the redemption center and get what you need. And I was like, she goes, were you going to walk around the whole store? I was like, yeah.
That's what I would have done.
So we drive. So IKEA, the closest IKEA is like a half an hour away.
Okay.
And I think it was like Sunday afternoon. And I was like, yeah, we'll just go up there. It'd be no problem. We show up. There's a line out the door around the building at 3:30 on a Sunday. And I'm like, what the fuck? What in the fucking hell are people doing here on a Sunday afternoon at 3:30? I mean, I get it that I'm here, but like, I'm here with a purpose. I don't believe a single one of these people are here with a purpose. And I'm like,
bored. I want to walk around the store.
And like that's one issue I have about a lot of the stores opening back up, is I've been in, and like these are people who like I know directly who have said out loud to me, well, and these are like people at work and people at home, like they just want to go to the store and walk around, and I'm like, don't do that.
Right.
Like, I get it, you want to get out of the house, but if you want to walk around your neighborhood, walk around a park, walk around your apartment or in your backyard. Like, do that. Don't just go to stores just to walk around and kill time, because you're wasting their time, you're wasting your time. Don't do that. And I made the comment to Christy. I was like, what the fuck? Do like all these people need a goddamn desk or something? Like shit. Next day.
Yep.
All the parts are sold out.
2020 strikes again.
So apparently everybody did need a desk. I was like, okay, touche, touche, universe, touche. But yeah, man, like we have businesses that are opening up offices again. I would have thought by now that like people would have gotten everything they need, but
right.
So stuck with what I got.
Well, that was unfortunate.
But this brings me to a topic that I wanted to bring up today.
Okay.
The topic of 2020 plans versus 2020 reality.
Oh.
Let me ask you this. Do you remember what you said at the end of last year that you wanted to be, or what it was you wanted to set and do for your New Year's resolutions?
Yeah, I vaguely remember.
Okay. Would you care to recap?
From what I said was, I was going to have some sort of comic published by a national distributor by the end of 2020. Within a week, that got rejected, and all the distributors went out of business because of COVID. So,
plan reality.
Plan reality.
Yeah.
Another one I said was I was going to be more career oriented.
Huh.
And I was going to try to further my career.
And
did not see an almost 40% unemployment in the country coming. So
maybe I picked a bad topic to talk about today.
Plan reality. So we're doing great. You, sir, though. I don't remember what you said for your goals. What did
I didn't remember. I was surprised to find out what I said.
Okay.
I didn't say anything, or I did not say anything specific. Surprise, surprise.
Surprise. Yeah.
But what I did was I funneled everything into categories because I was like,
Okay.
I feel like if I can attack it from like the perspective of a category, I can kind of broaden up what my goals are, but like still kind of come out with something productive. I said I wanted to focus on mind, body, health, wealth, fun, and career. Anyways, so the idea and what I kind of broke it down with was like come up with happier thoughts throughout the day. That was kind of for the mind, which just go back and listen to the beginning of this episode. That'll kind of tell you where I'm at. Body being like getting back into a more or a better physical shape.
Right.
I've gained 10 pounds in the last 2 months. Health, the first two tied together equals the third thing. Wealth, I wanted to pay off a student loan by the end of the year. I did the math. It's not looking so good.
Not even with that stimmy check?
It's the stimmy check. Here's the thing. I could pay off. I could pay off half of one loan.
With the stimmy check?
With the stimmy check. Yeah, so because like the way it works right now is I have loans through 2 vendors. Altogether, there's 5 loans total. I think originally I said 2 because they kind of like, you see your total amount whenever you go to pay. So I'm just like, okay, so I have like $50,000 of debt still. Like, that's cool. But so I could pay off half of what's remaining on one vendor with the stimmy check, but then still have to pay the rest of that off. And it's like, I could do that, or I could sort of ride out the stimmy check for like bills and other payments on stuff, and then just kind of be able to like slowly stash money away. I might have something I'll do later this year, which could probably wipe out that loan completely.
Ooh.
I forgot about some funds I had tucked away, so I got that going for me.
Okay.
But yeah, like there's a couple things I'd have to get more aggressive on. And I just bought some posters the other day, which kind of added to my funness.
Oh, you justifying motherfucker.
Listen, man, like once quarantine hit, I was like, you know what? All the collections stop. I started selling more stuff this year.
Right.
I basically opened up like an eBay store, and then I got hit with like a large eBay bill, and I was like, maybe I won't do this.
Yeah. eBay sucks.
Oh my god, bro. But then, like, the other day, like, there was a sale on some exclusive posters and collectibles, and I was like, what's the total on this? And I was like, I think I could swing this. I haven't really purchased anything for me.
You do the whole thing where you put what you want in the cart, and you look at the total, and you're like, well, maybe I was like,
you know, and I've been doing that a lot with stuff where, like, I'll add a bunch of stuff on Amazon, and I'll be like, but do I really need it?
Right.
I'm like, no. So, like, I've been doing that a lot. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to treat myself. It's been a while since I've treated myself. I didn't get myself anything for my birthday this year. You know, and then this will be a better investment than booze, because I've been treating myself to a lot of booze lately.
So have I, and that's going to stop.
Yeah, I've got to at least cut back. I'm trying to work some things out to where I slowly, not necessarily like cut everything out, but like not do like, okay, so for like instance, like don't do chips with lunch, and then don't snack on chips, and then don't have chips with dinner, and then don't snack on chips. Like, just have chips once throughout the day. But like a single portion, not 4 portions, a single. Actually read how much a serving is. Work with that.
I'm trying to cut out all snacks and also do the fasting the gimmick again, because that worked out real well.
That was you had actually talked about that on the New Year's episode, and I was like, I don't know if I could do that, but like maybe.
Let me give you a little tip.
Okay.
There's an app.
There's an app.
And that I like. Let me look it up here.
Okay.
It's the Zero app.
Zero.
Okay. Like Jack Skellington's dog, or the number.
So zero.
It's the Zero app, and what it does is basically you set whatever your fast you want to do. If you want to do, 8 hours on, 16 off.
Sure.
Some other denomination of 24. Christy, help me out. You can set up your fasting for however you want to do it.
Sure. Okay.
And you click the button to when you start, and then it tells you when you can start to eat again, when you need to start to fast again, and it gives you that set, and then you have to go in there and click it so that like you tell yourself, this is it, this is the last thing I eat.
Okay.
And it goes, it's just a nice reminder, and then it like gives you a countdown, like, hey, you've got an hour left until you can eat.
See, like, here's the thing, I'm bad with planners. Like,
I know, I'm trying to get you an agenda, and you're just
like, there was that time I bought a 2019 calendar or agenda planner.
Yeah,
I think I wrote like 2 things in it. Never touched it again.
I'm super pissed. I bought one this year. Because what the fuck?
Listen, you still got 6 months.
That's true. I should get half my money back. You
should ask him about that.
I should.
So yeah, so I bought the poster. So I was like, because that's gonna tie a little bit into fun. Because you can't have too. You can have fun right now. Fun what you make it, but like you can't really go knee deep into all the stuff we were hoping to do.
Fun is what you make it, sir.
Fun is what you make it. And then
I've been having fun over here.
Okay, we'll talk about that later.
About 2 minutes, so.
Okay, man, cool. I might in like 2 weeks. We'll see. And then career. Which what does this say? Oh, currently, like, yeah, because I think we made the point of kind of putting things into drive and not just going in neutral. Things got fucking crazy this year.
Listen,
with work, man.
The transmission broke down.
It actually didn't. Well, I guess in the way where like transmission got stuck in drive and like somebody just keeps hitting the NOS button because like. Dude, work's been fucking crazy lately. But, like, in a good way, in a productive way, but, like, fucking crazy. I don't want to say it should slow down because, like, we're making money. But, hey, hooray.
Gotta make hay when the sun shines.
Gotta make hay when the sun shines. And the sun is shining on a certain industry right now.
You're not wrong.
I'm not wrong, bro. Trust me. People are just. That's all I'll say.
They're getting prepared.
Very much so.
Yes.
So overall, it seems like, with the happier thoughts things, I've actually taken a page of something that Christy had been doing a while back, where I'm now writing down 5 things throughout the day that made me happy.
Oh, okay.
So it's there's like one day I forgot to write something, and I started like 2 weeks ago. So I'm like, I'm missing a good chunk of the year, but I can tell you right now, there wasn't a whole lot of good. But the one thing,
tough to find some things.
Tough to find some things, but it has been good because it's allowing me to sort of reflect on the day.
Did
And
you do today already?
No, you try to do it at the end of the day.
Okay, well, what did you write yesterday?
Let's see. Number 1, bought Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle posters. We'll just leave it at that. So it's been good, man. It's been helpful. It's been healthy to try to put me in a state of mind right before I go to bed where I can kind of decompress and think happier thoughts. So with the working out stuff, now with the fitness center being back open again, we can go down there, do some stuff, here and there, and we're going out for walks more, which has been great. Like we walked for like an hour around, one of the areas, not too far out from where we live, over the weekend, and it's good because and like I've said this on the show before, where being stuck inside all the time really puts a lot of stuff into perspective, and really just in terms of like little things you kind of take for granted, like just going for walks. I've said it before, I would much rather drive across the parking lot than walk around the plaza. But now I'm like, you know what? Like, we're outside. There's fucking fresh air. There's things that you can smell. I can't smell them, but you could. Wait, what did you say?
I was gonna say Father Sky.
Oh, I thought
Mother Earth.
all the fucking kids and shit. So, stuff like that. So I feel like it's not happening on the level I had originally set out. But I'm sort of in people because I'm such a fucking wishy-washy motherfucker and non-specific as shit. I'm kind of able to very easily transform what it was I was looking to do, kind of based on the current situation. So, not progressing as expected, but the reality of the situation is there's still opportunities.
There's still opportunities.
There's still opportunities.
Is hopeful. And for God's sakes, we need some hopeful news in this world, and I'm so glad you're doing okay.
I'm doing my best.
You're doing the best you can.
Doing the best I can.
Good. So I want to bring something up that we kind of were just talking about or alluded to. So next week, we got to talk about next week. Next week is a red letter day. It's I don't what does that phrase mean? I don't, Chrissy. What's the math on red letters?
Red letter,
not leather.
Red leather daddy.
Fabric.
Oh,
what?
Wait, what?
It's not a fabric.
Oh, right, sure. A day that is pleasantly noteworthy or memorable.
Okay, so yeah, it's a red letter day. I don't know where it came from, but anyway, it is my birthday.
I was gonna say, isn't it your birthday like next week?
Now, 1 week from today.
Oh shit!
Wednesday, June 17th.
What are you gonna
turn the big 32.
Oh fuck, you old.
Old fuck, man.
What are you gonna do?
Oh, I've got a day planned.
Oh, you've got a day planned.
I've got a day planned.
Okay.
You see, I get the gift that keeps on giving.
Oh?
I get the gift of having a doctor's appointment to have a vasectomy on my birthday.
Shut the... Wait, are you actually going to get the snip snip?
Yeah.
What? I thought that got canceled.
It got canceled and rescheduled to my birthday.
We talked about that.
We did talk about that, yes.
I completely forgot.
Well, I hope you weren't thinking about my dick that much, so...
I mean, it depends on the day, but... Okay, so you're going to get the snip snip on your dick.
On my B day, yes.
Okay.
So I don't.
It doesn't work.
Not at all.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, so like, it's one of those things where, you know, you don't want to have any more kids.
Okay.
So we're done.
You've
Factory's closed.
maxed out. The brewery ain't filling up anymore.
We're just trying to cut off the supplies.
Okay.
Is essentially what we're trying to do. You know, we're trying to. You get the innuendos. But so it's gotten to the point now where, like, you can see it coming, and I'm just like, what's starting to get a little nervous, starting to get a little, you know,
okay.
what's gonna happen? Am I gonna lose something?
I mean,
am I going to gain something?
I don't.
Am I going to?
What do you? I mean, you lose the ability to do something,
right?
But I don't know what you gain.
Freedom.
I think you're. Well, you. Do you have freedom right now?
No, man. Like, there's got to be a raincoat involved. There's got to be
Oh, that freedom.
What the fuck do you think I was talking about?
I don't know. It's just like, I don't, just like the ability to make like freedom of choice and like to be to be your own man. Okay. I don't know, man. I'm so fucking lost. Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah.
You've got some ideas, sir. Do you know what a vasectomy is?
I do. Yes.
Anywho, so I've made the decision that we will still try to go live.
Oh fuck.
Next Wednesday.
Oh shit. Okay.
We may have to call an audible.
We can
see how it goes.
We can do whatever we need to do. If we need to do a show, I will definitely do a show.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, when the fuck are you gonna get another opportunity like this? You can only snip it once.
Well, I don't know. I think you can snip it a few times.
I mean, why would you want to?
I don't know. I mean, because like, can't you snip it and then like tape it back up and then snip it again and then tape it back up?
Well, funny thing. Apparently, there is a not so common but more common than you would think, like, flaw that can happen within the system. If they do the snip, and if they don't snip it far enough apart, it's kind of like a starfish, I guess, when you cut off one of its limbs, and it tries to reconnect, and if the two pieces touch, they'll bond again, and then you can have the little swimmers swim.
Okay.
It's a whole thing.
I'm very uncomfortable right now.
That was the plan. But anyway, so it's an outpatient procedure.
Sure. So in and out.
It should only take about a half an hour to do. Okay. But apparently I should avoid all physical activity for about a week. Don't afterwards.
Yeah, I wouldn't do anything.
And he said, "Don't be like one of my guys that had it done and then decided to run." a couple
Why?
miles
Why?
because he was numbing on the pain pills. So he's like, "Oh, this doesn't hurt." It hurt the next day, apparently.
Yeah, that's like when you work out on a Friday and Saturday, you wake up Sunday and you're like, it all hurts.
My dick's broke. I don't know.
And you got a broken dick.
Right.
That's the worst.
It's the worst. Don't do it, kids.
Don't break your dick. If there's one thing, that's like rule 12. Don't break your dick.
Yeah.
Just don't do it.
So anyways,
Anyways.
we will be here, and I will give a full report.
I would love a full report on this.
Yep. I'm doing it for all of you because we said at the beginning of this year, one of the goals of this show was that we were going to learn.
We were going to learn some shit. Could you have it filmed?
No.
Why not?
They do not allow that. Trust me, I asked.
What? Look at you, fucking all about the content.
All about the content. I have no shame. It's gone.
Okay.
I don't think I ever had it.
I have too much, I think. Okay, so we will keep y'all posted on that situation.
My situation.
On that situation. All right, so we got about 10 minutes left. So I figured what we could do is get into some Disney talk.
Disney!
Because
yes,
we got plans this year. We are doing stuff. They canceled the Brainwreck cruise in late October. Well, they didn't cancel. They postponed it to next year. Actually, Coheed and Cambria is going to be taking over. They're going to be running it.
Listen, I don't know where we're going to be, so like we couldn't commit. So we're sorry.
So we're sorry.
Refund.
We know y'all. We're looking forward to it. We'll figure something out.
Man.
So what we're doing is the trip to Disney World.
Yes, Brainwreck does Disney.
Brainwreck does Disney. I have never been. You are the resident expert.
I'm a seasoned vet.
So I figured what we could try to do, kind of a couple weeks leading up, and because we got time.
Yes.
And, you know, a lot can happen in that time. Hopefully nothing bad. But we got some time to do some planning. The last week you had mentioned off air that they were canceling some reservations.
Yeah, so I said that there was a huge update just a few hours before we went on air. I didn't want to talk about them because I just wanted to mention that to you in private first.
Sure.
So now I'm going to spew a shitload of Disney news for anybody that gives a fuck.
Yeah.
So Walt Disney World, they announced that they are reopening the theme parks 2 at a time, as we had mentioned a few times on this show.
2 at a time with toys.
2 at a time with toys. That's right. Disney Springs, their shopping district that they have on property was reopening, and it was reopening a limited amount of stores, and there was a whole hoopla of things that happened. So at the downtown Disney Springs district, they have the World of Disney store, which is the biggest Disney store retailer in the world, essentially. And they were doing a virtual queue to get into the store, which was very interesting. Apparently the way that system worked was that you walked up to the cast member who was working there, you gave them your cell phone number, and then they text you when you could enter the store. It was kind of like a TGI Fridays. So
hopefully a better experience.
Not for some people, because apparently what was happening, people were waiting over an hour just to talk to the cast member. And then being told it's a 6-hour wait before you could get into the store. Okay. So that didn't go so well. Things have slowed down quite a bit, so there's no more queue to get into the store.
Okay, that's cool.
So I think it was just the immediate rush of people wanting to get out to do stuff that is Disney. This is the first Disney thing available. So it was crazy town. Just this week, a lot of the other stores have reopened. So the downtown Disney Springs district is almost completely reopened at this point, which is great. But they have a whole bunch of new social distancing rules. Just to get into the shopping district, you got to get your temperature taken. You have to wear a mask. It's mandatory to do that. And there's social distancing guidelines basically everywhere. So that's different. The other thing that happened was for the actual parks themselves, they announced that people who bought their tickets and who are staying at their hotels and got the Disney dining plan, they were canceling the Disney dining plan for the remainder of the year.
Right.
So guests were given a refund if they had purchased that as part of their package, but now they have to pay for their food out of pocket, which a lot of people were not happy about because it's an all-inclusive type of service for that. And then they said that they were going to cancel all reservations for dining as well, which sucked because we had some that were pretty dope.
Yeah.
So that's a bummer, but they are going to reinstate the reservation system, and you can start making reservations 60 days in advance from your trip. It was previously 120. So they narrowed it down to hopefully manage capacity a little bit better, I imagine. They also announced that you have to do a reservation system just to get into the park. So if you have a ticket, you have to make sure that you are approved to go to the park that day, and then you're able to go into the park and make reservations for that park once you've been approved to do so. And they also came out and stated that guests staying at hotels are not guaranteed entry into the park, which is interesting.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to wait and see.
Yeah, that's gonna be a wait and see
one. But I do have hope because, like we had mentioned, our trip is at the end of October.
Yeah.
All of these regulations are currently set up for an end date of October 3rd.
Okay.
So we may be okay, but who knows?
Yes. Okay. So we're like 4.5 months away from the trip. So I do see. I mean, listen. In 2.5 months, fucking New Zealand completely wiped out COVID.
Right.
So, like, hopefully in 4 months, we can resolve some of this shit.
I mean, think about how many things have changed just from last Wednesday.
I know. I'm going to remain hopeful. I think that there's still some good at the end of all this. I do think that... there's going to be a lot of change. I mean, and this is like just talking about Disney. I mean, I know there's like a lot of stuff going on right now, but like this Disney talk. We're talking Disney. I do think that like a lot of what they're doing right now is just to kind of like test the waters and to try and see like what they can do in terms of like moving people through the parks and moving people through the lines and kind of, what regulations work best with what situations and like, do we keep people further away? Do we try to get everybody to wear masks and stuff? And like, it seems, I understand that like right now it's a little uncertain because like they're taking a lot of stuff away. But like, again, I almost would rather that than the flip side being Universal, where they're just like, go ahead.
Yeah, so Universal did reopen, and I've seen some videos of people who have gone there. A lot of people choosing not to go to Universal. It's very uncrowded is required. There's social distance markers, things of that nature like that. They're doing a lot more of the virtual queues for their rides, which Disney isn't really set up for.
Sure.
So it'll be interesting to see if they implement that or not.
I mean, and like I said, there's a lot of time between now and the end of October. So
who the fuck knows? Who the fuck knows what's gonna happen? It's
Disney. Figure it out. Use your imagination.
They usually do.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really interesting. The other thing that I'm trying to think, there was a piece of news that came out today that I'm trying to remember exactly what it was. Can't remember it. Anyway.
Cool.
But it was transportation. So
right.
Yes, so they do have a lot of different forms of transportation there. They did say that the bus services are still going to be running.
Okay.
But they are going to be at 50% capacity for the buses.
Cool.
So, you get a scooter and 2 people, and then that's 50% capacity, like you're done. The only Disney people get that joke. So, but anyway, also they had a service with Lyft where they had these minivans that they were going to drive people to and from the park. They've discontinued that service
Okay.
as of right now, so that is not available. And it's just kind of up in the air as to how long all this is going to last, how many people are going to show up.
Mm-hmm.
Is COVID real? Are we in the Matrix? I don't fucking know.
It's real.
I don't know anymore. I don't know. Listen, you can say anything. You can say anything, and it doesn't fucking
No, you
matter.
can't. Yes, it does. No, you can't, and yes, it does.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Because I'm pretty sure
You know
that a 75-year-old man in Buffalo is not an Antifa member.
I am pretty sure he's not either, and I'm pretty sure. Yeah, okay. Like, but no, he's not. No, that bad. Bad.
Can't just make stuff up, folks.
I fucking read that tweet. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. I gotta tell you something. It ties into that directly. I gotta tell you something off air. Yeah, we'll talk about it off air. But anyways,
anyway,
I don't even know where the fuck. Yeah, we gotta wrap up.
We gotta wrap this bitch up. So anyway, so more Disney news to come.
We don't know where we're gonna be next week.
I mean, I know where I'm going to be. The doctor's office.
I mean, you know where you're going to be. We don't know what the state of things are going to be. It'd be a snip, snip, strutting and cutting, baby. So, fucking, I don't know. Follow us, Brainwreck Show, across all social media platforms. I'm just at a loss.
And that's the state of the world, ladies and gentlemen. For this week, I've been Jason Ash.
I'm Kevin Graham.
And this has been your show.
Peace.